his stick. And now Grimley trying to chop it ahead. Nabozny got there first. Soloviev gets it over for Thorne. And it's cleared back into the Carolina zone. Geddes off the wall for Nabozny, back into the Charlotte zone. Grimley chasing after this one, but Viglino got there first. Lockney will try and set it up in front for his best friend, Bobby Nabozny. Couldn't get the shot off, and he clears it off the wall. Robert Thorne will clear it off the wall. Intercepting is J.D. Raleigh. Over for Nabozny. His shot off the side of the net. I thought it went in for a second, but it hit the side of the net. Viglino trying to get to that puck, but unfortunately getting there first was Nikita Soloviev, and he moves it ahead for Sam Perdian. He's wearing a new number here in Charlotte this year. Around the wall it goes. Kept by McAuliffe, tipped by Kersner wide. Off the wall it goes. Locknane ahead to Radasta. One-on-one with McAuliffe. Radasta through McAuliffe. He's in,
not too
and he
many
can't
shots
get the shot
on
off
goal.
as he was taken
However,
down by
there has been more action than what we saw in the Elite game.
Yes. Very low shots, just like the Elite game. Maseko and Locknane on the draw to the blocker side of Ryan Kalina. Off the draw, Maseko won it back to Bonjano, gets it across to Bonfrancesco. To the front for Nabozny. That was blocked by a Charlotte stick, and now it is Locknane for Gutierrez. Off the stick of Nabozny. He'll roll in on Crawford, and he freezes it with 9:47 to go in the first.
Going to be interesting coming here towards past the halfway point here, as these two teams, it has been, as I said, more action than the Elite, but still about as many shots. So it's going to be interesting to see how this develops.
Off the draw, Markham gets it down low, up to the top, Viglino. Now Walls, off the wall, no pun intended, kept in by Markham. His floater goes into the near corner on our side of the ice. This is Viglino. Mateo Viglino back to Gutierrez, across to Colby Markham. Down low for Nabozny. Around the wall it goes for Locknane. Moved out by the stick of Levente Bagazdi. Off the wall, this is Locknane. Moving back with it. Billy Locknane lets it fly. It's blocked by Berlin, and a save by Crawford. Was it deflected after the original shot by Lockney?
It was.
Who was it deflected by?
I don't know. I just know it was you got to make that save,
direction.
And that's a tough save to make when it's point blank right off a rebound. I mean, and as I'm saying it, Rimple up here nodding his head as a goaltender himself.
Yeah. Now it's Nabozny off the draw. That's Maseko's 14th goal of the season. Here's Barrow off the wall for Viglino. Mateo Viglino, an alternate captain, ahead for his billet brother Lockney. Across to Viglino, not able to reach him. Now DePensier. DePensier, his shot goes into the protective netting above Viglino shoots, stopped by Crawford. I will call that a good field goal. Around the wall it goes. Bonfrancesco gets to it. Ryan Bonfrancesco, moved by Viglino, back to Locknane. His shot stopped by Crawford. Now Poole, around for Nabozny. Into the front, shoot, stopped by Crawford, and he holds on with 1:59 to go here in the second period.
Junior Canes got to start getting some of their chances down here on this end. I mean, it's been a very even game overall so far. However, in this latter half of the period, the Rush have had more of the chances. Been a period. You gotta make sure of chances staying in different ends. The best chances for each team have been when they've had extended time in the other team's end.
Off the draw. Back to Maseko, or off the wall it goes. Kept by McAuliffe. Off the stick of Soloviev, kept and gotten to by Raleigh, but that is how the first period comes to a close. The score at the end of the first period, the Charlotte Rush 2, The Carolina Junior Hurricanes 0. Shots on goal at the end of the first period for the Junior Canes 10, for the Charlotte Rush 9. Aaron, what are your thoughts on what transpired in that first period?
I mean, I think you have the first goal was more of a unlucky situation of just where, I mean, it was one of those where it was a...
Will chase afterward. He's flanked by Vega. Luke Vega, native of Grand Rapids, Michigan, also goes by Yondell. I'm sorry if I butchered that per his Elite Prospects page. Along the wall it goes, Viglino. Out to center for Locknane. Viglino finished off behind the play by Vega. Now it is Locknane. Around the wall it goes. This is moved out by Beaker, specifically Marshall Beaker. Beaker with a shot, he scores! Marshall Beaker, the Brighton, Michigan native, beats Colina on the glove side, and it's 3-0 Rush.
Just a positioning thing there, as well as just a...
Mason Grimley.
Sometimes it doesn't matter.
Billy Locknane. Timoney 2-on-1. Timoney trying to beat across the Bosney, and that shot was blocked. It went right through his stick, as standing right in the way was Thorne. Now it's Iwahashi moving back. His shot stopped by Ryan Colina. Now it's moved ahead by Locknane. 2-on-1. Here's Viglino across. Nabosny couldn't get the pass to him. Locknane gets it to Nabosny. Across to Viglino. It jumped his stick, and it escapes the zone back into the Carolina zone. Markham will take it back. Shots even at 11-11. Excuse me. 11 aside here in the second period. Moved ahead, Soloviev for Ribstein. And now it's Colina. Around the wall it goes for Locknane. For Markham. Off the wall and back into the Charlotte zone. It's going to be icing against the Rush with against the Junior Canes, rather, with 15:05 to go in this second period.
And you talk about Bozeman, Montana, bringing up that. Actually, I have a friend of mine who's went to high school with, who's from the area, who's living out there at the moment. And she actually, her family back in the day was had a connection to this organization, was billets back in the day for the Eagles, when the organization was known as the Eagles. Yeah. So, very cool connection out there.
How about that? Gutierrez will take it behind the net. Over to Durrett. No pun intended. No, this is Durrett. Thomas Durrett, the ex-Nashville Spartan, shoots it down low. Holding, shooting wide of Colina. Rebound. Gagnon couldn't get a stick on it, but getting to it was Weishire for Waltz. Waltz clears it off the wall. Getting to it is another one of those ex-Nashville Spartans, Alec Poole, Monrovia, California native, off the stick of Viglino, and Locknane will move it ahead for Nabosny. Back to Locknane. His shot blockered in front by Evan Crawford. Now, as Gagnon moves in offside against Charlotte with 11:22 to go here in this second period.
We got an email from the Geddes family watching watching the Canes and steal from Bozeman, Montana. Go Canes. Also, they say, FYI, the capital is Helena.
Helena, yeah. I have a friend who works out of a friend of ours, Joey Bianconi, who used to be the voice of the NC State Ice Pack, now working out for KTVH, the NBC affiliate out in Helena. And a save is made by Colina as it's thrown on by Ribstein from just inside the blue line with 11:12 to go in the second period. But, like I was saying, Joey Bianconi, good friend of mine, now works for KTVH News 4 out in Helena, the NBC affiliate. Ribstein and Nabosny on the draw. Off the draw, Robert Thorne across to Grimley. His shot goes wide. Rebound. Ribstein hit the glove side post and of Ryan Colina, and then the crossbar, and then it went out. What a chance that was for Connor Ripstein to make it 4-0 Charlotte. Thrown in front for Soloviev. Not there. Robert Thorne. Off the wall it goes. Geddes. Now it's Thorne. Again. Playing in his 100th USPHL game tonight. Thorne. Around the wall, retrieved by Loughnane. Off the stick of Geddes. Breakaway. Colby Sims is in! He scores! Colby Sims going forehand to backhand to beat Evan Crawford on the blocker side. The Junior Canes have life here in Morrisville.
My goodness, what a chance that was. Sims all out alone, and then it's just one-on-one, mano-y-mano, and what a move
now
by
Walls
Sims.
will clear it out. Off the
putting
wall,
into the back of the
Bosby,
net.
No pun intended. Markham down low, around the corner it goes for Loughnane. Billy Loughnane shoots. What a toe drag through referee Luke Rieger.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Now it's Nabozny. To the top, Gutierrez lets it go. Stopped by Crawford. Rebound, Viglino. Kept by Markham. Colby Markham across to Loughnane. Loughnane. He'll let one go in front. Viglino off the Pepsi logo for Markham. To the top, Loughnane lets it go wide of the glove side of Crawford. Kept in by Gutierrez. Ivan Gutierrez. Glove down by Nabozny. This line's been out for an extended period of time for the Junior Canes. Gutierrez lets it go. Blocked by Keegan Iwahashi. Clearing it out of the zone. Kept in by Loughnane. What a job by the Furlong, Pennsylvania native to keep this attack going. Here's Markham with a shot. That's
nearly
rebound.
whacking a
It's gotten
helmet
to
off.
by Maseko. Off the stick of Markham.
That happens quite frequently with rivalries like these. The penalty boxes have actually been relatively empty thus far tonight.
Let's just snap your finger at me.
No, that was all I said was going to say was don't jinx it, my friend.
I hope I didn't just finish that sentence for that matter. Off the wall. Nabozny will chase after it. Pestered by Bonfrancesco in front of a Pepsi sign. And now it's Viglino. Around it's rugby match ensues. A rush player goes down. Markham shoots. Off the wall for Nabozny. Down low for Loughnane. Loughnane and now Viglino. Viglino. Around the wall it goes as Gagnon and Loughnane rough each other up. Maseko comes up with it. In front of the Pepsi sign, out for Gagnon. Through center, it's Iwahashi. It is moved. It is Keegan Iwahashi. Forced off the puck by Markham. And Markham in a little bit of a tussle behind the play. Oh, that one out of the reach of Walls. And now Disney and Purdian on the draw. Off the draw. J.D. Raleigh back for Poole. Over for Loughnane. Here's J.D. Raleigh moving it over for Kersney. Off of the boards, this is Beaker moving it back in. Beaker scored the third rush goal here in this game. Now it's J.D. Raleigh for Alec Poole. Poole moves it out off the stick of Watterson. Back into the Carolina zone. Loughnane off the wall for Watterson, who leads this Junior Canes premier team in points. In the McCullough. New York City is just Raleigh native. We'll move it across for McCullough. It's surged recently, too. Off the draw, Loughnane shoots one wide.
Hit the post.
Hit the post. Post and then wall?
Post then wall, yep. You could hear the ting.
I could barely hear it off, and it's moved back into the Carolina zone for Poole. Over for Loughnane, moved out for Watterson. Luke Watterson moving it ahead for Billy Loughnane. Loughnane back to Nabozny, back to Loughnane, closing in, and it rolled across the crease. And we have a stoppage in play as
we got a penalty coming.
A penalty coming up, and I believe it is going against the Rush.
There's a Junior Canes player coming to the bench without a stick. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct.
It's going to be on Connor Ribstein for unsportsmanlike conduct.
And we got two captains for the Rush and an associate captain for the Canes trying to figure out what happened. And now the bench is going ballistic.
Trevor Jewell is not a happy camper right now, as he's going to go and speak to Luke Rieger about this.
And Rieger giving the explanation here. And this is going to be a huge situation here for the Junior Canes, as
this could be the determining factor as to whether or not 9 remaining in it. Could have an increased chance to win it.
Will move it out.
Canes go to the Markham off the stick of Locknane, off to Nabozny, down low for Gutierrez. Here's Gutierrez across to Watterson. Watterson back to Markham, across, one-timer by Gutierrez, blocked by the stick of Ryan Bonfrancesco and into the protective netting and out of play with 13:54 to go in the third period and 48 seconds to go on the Connor Ribstein penalty.
This is huge here. The Junior Canes, they need to convert here. They've got 48 seconds. This is something they got to figure out here and get in position and make this a one-goal game. They need to capitalize here, and the face-off goes right out of play.
Wow.
I've never seen that quick. Literally, face-off, it's almost as if Barrow shot it out. That was very interesting.
Yeah. 46 seconds to go in this, and they're taking an excessively long time to drop this puck. And as I say that, they do. Bonfrancesco clears it as far as Locknane. He'll keep it in to Bosny. The Junior Canes touch it up. And do we have a penalty coming up against Carolina?
It's not. They're just saying that it got caught up in the equipment of Locknane, and so now they're going to push the face-off out of the zone.
Well.
But nonetheless, we barely had any time come off, and we're having another draw.
39 seconds to go on this Carolina power play. Off the draw, it's won back by Carolina. Kalina. No pun intended. Moved ahead. Gutierrez off the wall for Watterson. Now Locknane. Off the wall, Watterson to Gutierrez. He loses an edge. And now Gutierrez moving in with it. Ivan Gutierrez, pressured by Thorne, down low for Nabozny. Bobby Nabozny. Back to Gutierrez. He shoots. Blocker saved by Crawford. Rebound, Locknane. Billy Locknane shoots, and it hits the netting in front of the Canadian flag with 13:07 to go in the third period and a second not left in the Connor Ribstein penalty matchups. And now it's Pagazdi. Watterson takes it back for Gutierrez. Gutierrez clears it off the glass. I thought he was trying to aim it at us here, up here in the crow's nest.
Make sure we're paying attention.
Yeah.
You're not watching me.
Yeah. Anyway, Locknane behind the net. Locknane for Watterson. Off the stick of Locknane. Billy Locknane moving and dropping it back for Gutierrez. He couldn't control it, but Pagazdi does. He'll clear it back off the wall. Markham for Nabozny as Pagazdi will chip it up into the protective netting. And play is stopped out of with 8:33 to go. 1 to go in this third period. I wonder.
Man, I mean, what a sequence there for Kalina. And several saves, keeping that puck out, which is what the Junior Canes need here in this moment.
Yep. Ribstein and Locknane to take the draw. Locknane wins it back for Markham. Around the wall it goes to Timoney, to Walls. And now Gutierrez off the stick of Ribstein. Taken back by Thomas Durrett. Durrett will take it back. And here it is Walls for Soloviev. Furlot now. The ex-Junior Cane. He'll clear it off the wall for Markham. Markham will move it for Gutierrez. He stops on a dime, loses the puck, but keeps it away from Rimstein, who was in the vicinity. Drops it back for Markham behind the net in the Carolina end. Moved out by Radasta. Off the wall, cleared back in by Purdian. Now Locknane with it through center. Back into the Charlotte zone. It's taken by the stick of Beaker. Out to Vega will clear it off the wall. And now Markham for Gutierrez. Gutierrez for Watterson. Watterson got by Weishire. Now Barrow. Barrow in front for, I believe that was Depensier. And Depensier in a little bit of pain after the fact as it's gloved down by Kalina. With 4:36 to go here in regulation.
And just about right now, another team here that shares this building, the North Carolina State Ice Pack, getting ready to get underway with the UNCW Seahawks down in Wilmington.
All righty. 30-24 the shots in favor of the Rush. 4:35 to go here in this third period. And speaking of UNCW, we have quite a few Junior Canes alumni who play for both the Ice Pack and the Seahawks. Cleared off the wall. Now it's moved by Watterson. Watterson kept by Geddes, and him and Locknane run into each other. This is Watterson. Over to Locknane. Off the wall, and Locknane absolutely finishes off Walls. And Walls looked like he was going to go after Watterson. Do we have a penalty being called? The Carolina bench wants something. It's going to be on Luke Watterson.
It's going to be for a late hit, if I heard correctly.
Luke Rieger discussing it with his linesman. It's
for the premiere. The good news is these two teams play again tomorrow morning. The bad news is both of these teams play tomorrow morning.
Yep. So it's good and bad in both ways. Picosdy with the lone assist at 1944. His face off to the left of Kalina. Off the draw, Depensier has it go off his stick. Barrow couldn't reach it. It's touched up by the stick of Durrett, and that is going to do it. The Junior Canes lose a heartbreaker here to their arch rival, the Charlotte Rush. 4-1 here inside Invisalign Arena here at the Wake Competition Center.